then, everybody. Lately I've been seeing a lot of pie challenges across various competitive eating social media platforms, and they always seem to be the same: pie and mash, giant pie, pie and chips, all that good stuff. But I thought I'd have a go at it, but I'd do it with my own little bit of a spin. So what I've got here is 3 savoury pies, 1 cheese and onion, 1 chicken and mushroom, 1 steak. I have no idea which one's which, so that's going to be a nice surprise in a moment. And I've got 3 sweet pies. I've got an apple pie, I've got a lemon meringue pie, and the god of all pies, the banoffee pie, even though some people might argue it's not actually a pie because it's on a biscuit base and has no real pastry in it. But alas, with it being the best of all pies, I'm taking it and I'm not passing up the opportunity to eat one. So with that, this is about 7.5 pounds of food. I weighed it out, 7.7 I think. So it's possibly the most voluminous challenge I've attempted to date. And with that, I guess, let's hit the timer that nobody can see bar me at the moment and make some bad decisions. Right, here we go. Let's see what the mystery pie we're going to get to first. Looks like chicken and mushroom. Hello and welcome to another Wayward Feasters episode. Well, you will appreciate that I've already started burning the holy hell out of my mouth. They're nice and flaky. I got these. These are Iceland's famous family pies. Each one's about 700 grams, it says. So every pie is about 1.5 pounds in weight. And here I go again, trying to get people to take me seriously by announcing the weight of all the food I'm eating, but it was heavy. I was started with sweet pies, but that just feels like it would be weird. Yeah, it would have been weird doing the sweet before the savoury, but it would have also been sensible because it would have given everything a couple of minutes to cool down a little bit more, save it scold me. Perhaps next time, if I ever do a pie challenge again, leave them for half hour to cool down. Yeah, the brain of Britain strikes again there. Leave the food to cool down and it won't be quite as hot. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this first. All the savoury pies first and then the sweet ones, maybe a bit of mix and match. I have no idea what this combination of foods is going to do to my insides. No accounting for a good plan of action. I mean, knowing what you're doing before you're going to start usually helps things go a little bit easier, but I guess we appreciate the spontaneity of just getting stuck into everything in front of you. I think this might be one of the highest calorie challenges I've taken on to date as well. This whole challenge clocks in at just over 10,000, I think. If I can work it out, I'll chuck a calorie count up on the screen. Yeah, it turned out this was just a shade under 10,000 calories, but it's still pretty impressive being able to put away that close to 10,000 calories in just over half an hour. I mean, that might be a personal record for me, though. I have been victim of some pretty epic cheat days in the past, but few were as satisfying as doing this. I've been craving pies for quite a while, and in the true eating parlance, I decided to do it not over the course of a day or a week, but over the course of one sitting, because, hey, that's entertainment. Now thoroughly destroyed. That is pie the first. Defeated. Right, what I'm going to do is, just due to the richness of that one, I think I'm going to have a crack at this lemon meringue. Luckily I brought a fork, so you're not going to get grossed out by me using the same fork for the pies and the desserts. Although I'm not going to lie, it was tempted just to get a reaction. Right, let's see what we got going on here. A lemon meringue pie. I love lemon curd, and I'm not quite sure if I've ever actually had a lemon meringue pie before, so let's see how this goes. Do you know what? That lemon meringue pie really hit the spot. The zestiness of the lemon really came through strong after the richness of all the cheese in the previous pie. And you know what? It's another win for Aldi. Some people go out there looking for the poshest, most high-end food. Me, I can get simple pleasures out of simple items. Frozen lemon meringue pie from Aldi. One of the nicest desserts I've had in quite a long time. And that, I believe, we count as a lemon meringue done. Right, I guess because this is just going to be weird, and we're going from I guess we've established now, we are going from savoury to dessert and back again. Let's tackle this chicken. Now, the Iceland chicken and mushroom pie was probably the weakest of the 6 pies I had there. To be honest, it was billed as chicken and mushroom, but really it just tasted like mushroom. Now, me, I like mushroom, but it was a lot of mushroom. One thing I've got to say is these pies, the first two I've had have been really rich. There's mushroom sauce in here. It's super creamy, which I was kind of hoping it wouldn't be. I was hoping for a bit more solid chicken and mushroom, but we can only beat the opponent in front of us. Spoken like a true champion, and beat it we did. And to be fair, I consider myself a champion for getting through this, because not only was it a lot of food, but I might have mentioned before, Jesus Christ, was it hot. I mean, seriously, every bite of it was like eating molten lava. And you'd think after, the time it took to eat the first 2 pies, this might have cooled down a little bit, especially because I had the foresight to open them up a bit. But hell no, it literally was like eating mushroom flavoured melted rock or something equally as hot, and maybe just a tad melodramatic. But still though, it was quite good. It was quite good, but just very mushroomy, very hot, very, very, very rich. And I was kind of glad that I'd had the lemon meringue pie in between this and the cheese pie, just to cut through some of the thickness of it. And we were down. Pie the second. Right. I'm making good headway through these savoury pies. Right then, just because I can never quite get over the craving for it, let's get started on this banoffee pie. The only reason I wanted to save this till last, but the only reason I'm not is just in case, because of the volume of this challenge, it is right at the upper end of my capabilities. I wanted to make sure I got to eat it, basically. Now, you've got to appreciate how much I love banoffee pie here. I mean, if you're watching, I don't even think I bothered to chew. I was that enthusiastic to get it down. I'm eating this like some kind of bird or a duck. But, I mean, seriously, I did chew once there, but it looks like I'm just putting it in my mouth and swallowing. Which, to be fair, I did, and I really enjoyed it, because banoffee pie is the greatest dessert in the world, and I will fight anybody that disagrees with me to the death. Right, that is 2/3 of the challenge down. I'm still feeling okay. I've got a feeling what I've done is I've left the 2 heaviest things till last, which was a really dumb idea. Good. Top of that drink and attack the final third with gusto. Yeah, you got to admire my enthusiasm 2/3 of the way into the challenge. Gusto might not be the way this panned out after a while, because like with any decent sized food challenge, when you get to this point, the going gets a little bit tougher, and once again it was still molten hot. But it was good. It was really thick gravy in this steak pie. It was quite meaty, quite a bit of steak, which I liked, because hey, who doesn't love steak? And you can tell that the struggle was getting a bit much at this point though, because I'm talking less, I'm making less smart aleck comments, just really trying to get knuckle down and get this in. But I did feel quite good at this point, I've been working hard to increase the capacity lately to try and take on some of these bigger challenges, and I was quite pleased with the way this went. Like, I wasn't quite dying yet. It really did take until quite near the end before the volume of it really did catch up with me. But I was enjoying this, and it's a kind of thing I'd probably take on again. But next time, like I said, I would wait for the pies to cool down a little bit, or maybe try and get ones that are a bit higher end, so they're a little bit less sickly on the sauce and a little bit heavier on the actual fillings. But hey, we live, we learn. Like I've said before, we've got many, many, many more of these challenges to go, and I'm quite looking forward to it. Right. That's the savoury pies down. Oh, we've cleared the £7 mark. And now we're on to the apple pie. Interesting thing with apple pies is I'm not sure that I've had one in my adult life. I might have had one when I was a kid, and I know that for an Englishman that is atrocious. So let's try and make that right now, shall we? Now, I've always been under the impression that you cannot have an apple pie without custard and cream. I'll get the cream to be open. My hands are a little bit greasy from the pie. Ah. God damn it. Now we might be without the cream. This is embarrassing. On film, there we are. On film, and I'm nearly... The food didn't beat me, but the cream did. Good. You know what? Co-op's finest there. Now really buttery pastry. Do you know what, like I said earlier, sometimes these cheaper food options can be surprisingly delicious. You know what, for a pie that cost me £1.50 in the co-op, that is surprisingly good. It really was, and this food was a combination of Iceland, Aldi and Morrison's food, and I gotta say, the quality was right up there. I mean, say the chicken and mushroom pie left a little bit to be desired. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't as good as the rest of it. And again, for a £3 pie, £3 for nearly £2 worth of food, yeah, you can't argue with it at all. And I was really enjoying it. This is the part there where you can see the struggles really getting real. You know, the body's hunched, the talking's getting less, and I'm sort of fading into the table and everything's slowing down. But at this point, I really didn't want to fail. I'd set out to do an epic challenge, and complete an epic challenge, by God, I was going to do. Even if it did take another litre of finest Aldi brand Dr. Pepper and a lot of gumption, we were going to get to the end if it killed me. And there was a chance it might have done had I tried to eat any more. Look at that. Got to be like 50 grams left to go. Look at me having a good giggle about how much I'm struggling this close to the end. Bless. But anyway, thanks again for watching, and if you've got any suggestions of challenges you'd like me to take, drop me a comment below. And with that, I will leave you to enjoy the end of the video, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks. You cannot possibly comprehend how much I do not want this. Oh. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the £7.7 pie knot challenge. Just about beaten. Peace.